Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday follow-up in that continuing journey of accountability. Today is Friday the 13th. And if you were expecting to hear a discussion or a chat about Friday the 13th, I urge you to find the last one that I did back on August 13th, 2021 on my YouTube channel. We talked about Friday the 13th back then. And the reason why these are recorded and saved, archived, whether it's a Facebook chat on Friday morning or YouTube videos for you folks to look at, blogs, Tops Talks, online member meetings that are archived and can be found on the website, they have a purpose. They have a purpose that the day that they're being created or done is set to reach out to share a message, relay information to you folks. So they have that purpose that day. And that's the theme for this Friday's chat, because things can be repurposed. And what kind of drew that to my attention was that I really didn't want to do another Friday 13th talk. And I found the one that I had done before, and it's an excellent talk, and I encourage you to find it. But it can be repurposed. So that came to mind. And this week, Anne is doing something that she's been wanting to do for a long time, and go to Brimfield, Massachusetts for their big antique show where flea markets are lined up with miles on each side of the road. And she's with some Tops friends and having a great time doing this. And, you know, flea markets, antique places, you find things that had a purpose when they were created and made. And now people are looking at them again, and they can be used in a different way. It's being repurposed. At the same time this week, while Anne's away, I am doing my to-do list, and that was to refurbish her raised bed gardens. I had just torn down a deck that needed some repair. We didn't need a big deck like I had built 35 years ago. So I tore part of it apart and stacked up the lumber. And now I'm repurposing that lumber to create more raised beds for her. So again, had an original purpose, and now it's being repurposed. So it got me to thinking is that, you know, during our Tops journey, we use different Tops tools that are available to us. And several weeks back, we talked about all the Tops tools that are available. Again, that had a purpose to share that information, but it's there that can be used again for other things. So let's go through these scenarios. Anne is looking at antiques and various things that were done in the past, and she found a sign that was used back in the day to denote where to go, direction. Well, now this sign that she has will be used as a decoration, repurposed in our home. The wood that I was supporting my deck all these years is now being used to make boxes that Anne can grow vegetables in, repurposed. The messages that are created on the day that they're first shared can be repurposed for folks to use at a chapter meeting, for a discussion, something to draw people's focus on a particular subject. Or maybe the first time you heard the message, it just didn't resonate. Whatever was going on in your lives, it just didn't click. Or you had tried something, one of the Tops tools, it worked for a while, but then all of a sudden it just didn't seem to work. We need to go back and on purpose, repurpose things that are available to us. And that way we don't give up and we don't toss things aside, because everything can be reused. So as we find different TOPS tools, and again, we kind of mentioned this in the past, the best way that we have to reach out to our members is through TOPS News, but that's only 6 times a year. And again, that's another item that can be repurposed, where you can share it with non-TOPS members to kind of let them know what we're about, or leave it in a library or at the airport or any place for somebody else to pick up. But again, they're available to be used. Again, all our TOPS tools are available to be used and be repurposed. Because again, like I said, sometimes I hear things several times before it clicks. Last week, the discussion was how we talked about the number 7, where people sometimes have to hear things 7 times before it really sinks in. I know one of the biggest tools that we have in TOPS is the exchange program, which I tend to use from time to time. It works well for me for a while, then all of a sudden I kind of go off the beaten path, and then I pick it up again. So for folks who sometimes say that, we have a hard time coming up with topics at meetings, I encourage members to use these TOPS tools, these videos, blogs, the TOPS News, to generate a discussion. Now, I do not subscribe to the theory that a lot of our members don't have access to the internet. Now, granted, probably in the meeting place doesn't have great Wi-Fi, but certainly items can be downloaded to a tablet, phone, or whatever. And even if not everybody can see the video, I mean, after all, this particular video, it's the words that are more important. You don't have to watch me talk. You can listen to the words and just do the recording. And then just for like whatever long this talk will go, you can stop it and say, well, what do you think he really meant when he said repurposing an item that was used in the past? These things help us all stay connected, folks. And we have to use the technology that's available, where a sign back 100 years ago showed where the general store was, now is a conversational piece on my living room wall. I have a lot of those, folks, because Anne does go to a lot of flea markets, but this is the big one. This is the one that she wanted to go, and I'm glad she got to do it. I think and hope that she'll like her raised bed garden when she gets to see it when she comes home today. So that's my purpose, to repurpose things and to make things easier, hopefully, because weight loss and a healthier lifestyle is a challenge. But to support everyone and just keep on reusing these tools that we have available. Now, for that continuing journey of accountability, last week I reported a 4.8-pound loss, and I was a little leery this week because usually when I have a big loss like that, that usually means I probably pushed a little bit too hard. It's great when we have big losses like that, but we all know it's better to do it a little bit at a time. So I was just hoping to hang on this week, and I had a 0.2 loss. And in my mind, that's basically staying the same. Probably the gravitational pull from the moon shifted a little bit, whatever happened this week. But in basically 0.2 loss, that's 5 pounds for 2 weeks. That's kind of like where I want to be. But I have to reset my goal. My goal is to get back to where I started the first of the year. And I have to lose another 5.2 pounds to start over for 2022. So one might say I'm going to repurpose my goals to go forward. So again, if you wanted to talk about Friday the 13th, I guess you were unlucky. But if you really want one, you know where you can find one. That and other TOPS tools that can be found on the website, YouTube, or in Facebook. Next week, I'll be in Milwaukee at headquarters, and I'll talk to you from there. See you next Friday.